Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You already know what it is. It is Courtside Radio, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with the notorious, none other, Michael the PG, fresh off of getting spanked over the weekend in Domino's. Ladies and gentlemen, you know who it is. It's your boy, Elam. So what's up, world? Thank you for tuning in to Courtside Radio, where if we were any closer, we'd be in the game. The alias is for the day. Let's see, what am I going to hit you with? You know, I read so well, they call me Library Head Tubman. And I'm industrious, so they call me Entrepreneur Good Marshall. Those are my two for the day. I'm going to kick it over to the PG. PG, say what's up to the people.
Hey, man, I like the nicknames. I like the aliases. They pretty dope, man. But Michael the PG here, man, Courtside Radio. We are here doing our thing, and I hope y'all are ready for us because it is only the most fire show in the land. Barbershop meets ESPN is the perfect way to describe Courtside Radio, who will be live in the building this weekend, man. IE Media Day. We're taking over the IE, so I hope y'all are ready. If you want to come check us out, hit us up on Instagram at Courtside Radio, where we will give you the address so that you can meet us in person. IE, Riverside, Pomona, what else over there? San Bernardino. Chino Hills. We taking over, man. So hopefully y'all can come check us out and watch us do our thing. Hey, that part. It's a whole different realm over there. But man, yeah, just so excited for this Monday to bring you a great show, which we always do. Courtside Mondays.
Hey,
Magic Johnson of the show is who I am. And y'all know it is show time. And we're going to start off a little different today, man. Because, you know, we can talk hoops forever. That's what we do. And do not let Eric fool you. There is no tape of what went down this weekend with the Dominoes. I don't even remember playing.
So. If you know, you know.
But, hey, man, we're going to start off with some courtside from the sideline, man. The thing that had people shooken up this weekend. Your boy, Thomas Brady, is not done with the NFL. E-Money, what is your thoughts? What is Tom Brady doing, man? I thought he was done. I was hoping he was done. What is he doing?
You know what? Tom was home all of 2 weeks, and Giselle asked him to take out the trash. Can you do some laundry?
Man.
The kids was like, Dad, can you come to the game? He was like, look, man, I'm out of here. I'm going to go back to work. He said, F them kids. Hey, I guess it's good for the NFL to have Tom Brady back. I look forward to my Niners being able to send him home again in the playoffs.
Okay.
For the past 20 years, man, or going on 21 years, we've known nothing but Tom Brady. There are people who are entering the league.
23, actually.
23, excuse me. There are people who are in the league and entering the league who only know Tom Brady in the NFL.
They were just born.
They were born when his career was started. So, I mean, the streak continues. He didn't look like he was losing anything in terms of arm strength or accuracy or anything like that last season.
Yeah.
So, I like it, man.
Okay.
You know?
I just thought it was eventually you got to let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like MJ with the Wizards, he played. He could have kept playing.
Mm-hmm.
MJ could have kept averaging 15, 16. You know, but eventually you gotta let it go, man. And I just thought it was the perfect time. You tried to defend your title, it didn't work out as planned. You took an L to the Rams, and you know he decided to come back. I'm not a fan of it, but sometimes people can't let it go, you know. And I'm just praying that he doesn't like have a major injury. You know what I'm saying? Because of the old age, and we're gonna be like, damn, you should have let it go. But you know, it's Tom Brady, one of the GOATs of all time, man. And you know, if he wants to keep playing, I guess that's one guy you can't say no to. You know, because if it was somebody like a Ryan Leaf who was like, hey, I want to prolong my career, get out of here. We don't want you near us. But it's Tom Brady for Tampa Bay. For football, I think it's a great football move for Tom Brady because he's like, I'm in a division where clearly I'm going to be the best.
He don't have no competition.
Yeah, no competition. So,
and that's the one knock that I have on Tom Brady. My GOAT, right? The GOAT in my eyes is Jerry Rice. Period.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. I agree.
Too much of Tom Brady's career has been benefited by playing in a quarterback starving division. Man. And so he left the AFC East to go to the NFC South. And guess what? It's still a dearth of quality quarterbacks in that division. And so, you could kind of just pin him in, as a division champion. But what I do know is that he's not winning the NFC, championship. He's not coming out as the number 1 seed. So he's going to have to win 3 games just to get, to the championship. And with football being such a violent sport, man, just one injury can totally derail the trajectory of the team. So, I mean, I like, the Bucks coming out of the NFC South, but in terms of coming out of the NFC, I mean, I'm a homer, so of course I'm gonna say the Niners, but the Rams, they pretty much bringing everybody back, man. So it's gonna be interesting.
No, it's gonna be crazy, man. Shout out to our guy Felix of We Don't Make the Rules podcast every Sunday at 5:30 here on the Good News Radio app. He said the GOAT returns. Brady was really mad that he didn't get to break the news of his own retirement. Yeah, now Brady is he likes control. Control. So the fact he couldn't do it, he like, damn, I'm surprised he didn't say, I'm retiring again, and then come back a week later so he can announce it. But shout out to our guy Felix tapping in. Remember, you guys can always find us, on YouTube, TGN Sports, or you can go to Courtside Radio. Or check us out on Facebook, the Good News Radio. And of course, if you just listening, for you guys who are out there driving, we don't want you to crash trying to see our beautiful faces. So tune in on the Good News Radio app so that you can listen to us. And, let us know what you think about Tom Brady returning to play his 23rd season. And he's trying to make it happen again, but I don't see it happening. But we're going to keep it on the sidelines, man. A lot of people are getting paid because if you didn't know, free agency is here. Right here in LA, J.C. Jackson will be signing 5 years, $82.5 million with the Los Angeles Chargers of San Diego. Man, what's your thoughts of J.C. and the deal with the Chargers, E?
Man, get your money, black man. I am not upset at all at J.C. Jackson getting paid. One of the things that the Chargers really struggled with last year was defense. Yes. And it's so crazy because Brandon Staley is such a great defensive mind. He just didn't have the requisite pieces to put everything together to make that defense work. Them getting JC is going to be an issue because Asante Samuel Jr. was looking super problematic.
Oh, yeah, he's crazy.
And I was real high on Vato Davis coming out of camp last year. He just struggled mightily throughout the course of the year. Mm-hmm. You got Derwin on the back end who's able to erase and account for a ton of those mistakes. I like this move, and even more so, there's a D tackle that they just scooped up. Richardson Day, I believe his name is, from the Rams, and that's huge because they couldn't stop the run.
Yeah.
So when you look at the salary cap, COVID kind of made everything, scale back a little bit, mm-hmm. and you're starting to see like this reintroduction of money into the game, man. Like Cass is gonna get stupid paid, and JC's just the first domino to fall. But I love the move for the Chargers.
Hey, so shout out our guy Felix again here, saying his Chargers are coming for my Chiefs, which is the biggest cap I've heard in a long time. But shout out to my guy because he is the only Chargers fan that I know. So shout out to my guy Felix.
He's one of 15?
Yeah, one of 15. And the other 14 are based in San Diego. So shout out to my guy. But, man, the deal that got me was Christian Kirk signing with the Jacksonville Jaguars. 4 years, $84 million.
That's 20 a year.
For a number 3 receiver.
The price of Debo just went up, bro.
Debo like, yes.
Oh, yeah. Debo like, man, $22 million a year.
Yeah. Debo about to say, give me $200 million. If
Man.
Kirk can get 84, man, I need 100 more than that.
But look, dude, I hate to take it back to the AFC West. I still think the AFC West is like now it's official. The AFC West is the best division in football.
Oh, the best
hands down. Hands down. No, it wasn't last year.
Man, they were the best division last year.
How many teams went to the playoffs last year from that division? 2?
Should have been 3.
How many were there?
2.
Okay, there were 3 from mine.
Chargers are better than Cardinals. Cardinals are, did they count? Did they show up
it?
at all?
No, they didn't.
The Rams played, but the Cardinals didn't play.
It was a scrimmage.
But man, the good guys haven't made any moves yet, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm waiting to see what they're going to do. Do you think the Niners make a big splash in free agency?
A big splash? I really don't anticipate it. I think if anything, we're waiting to see where Deshaun Watson gets traded to. That's either Carolina or the Saints. So the loser is going to be a 2-team race between Carolina, New Orleans, and Indy, for Jimmy Garoppolo. So the price is going to go up a little bit. We'll see. Felix, man, I love you in the chat, bro. You said y'all talking about Debo like Devontae Adams ain't out here looking at that contract with the Birdman hand rub.
No, hey Devontae looking at that thing like, ooh-wee.
But the Packers don't have no cap space. They just gave all their money to A-Rod.
Yeah, so he just said today he's not playing on the tag. So it's gonna be very interesting. Yeah.
I wouldn't. You see what happened with Chris Godwin?
No, yeah, facts. So you have to go and get your bread. I know the Chiefs are looking at receivers. So with Landry being cut by the Browns, they're going to be looking at Landry there, and then Allen Robinson because they want that intermediate guy that to replace what Sammy Watkins brought to the team. But yeah, man, NFL free agency is going to be really fun. Can't wait to see what a lot of these teams do as they prepare for the NFL draft. Which occurs next month. But yeah, man, football never dies. It never dies and will never die here on Courtside Radio because that is Courtside from the sidelines, man. We had to tap in with it, but you know what we are here to do. We are here to talk about the game of basketball, which we love so much. And we're going to take you all the way out to Brooklyn in the house with Kevin Durant dropping 53 on a primetime Sunday performance against his rival New York Knicks. What's your thoughts on the performance, E? No Seth Curry or no Kyrie, but we're going to talk more about Kyrie.
Man, I told you, when Bron dropped that first 50 ball, I said this was going to be a thing. It was a harbinger of things to come. Like, just with how the game is played now, it's so the pace is so frenetic. It's up and down. There is tremendous emphasis placed on three-point shooting. So you can rack up points on a good night. Like Kyrie, the other night, I think he was 13 for 19. He dropped like 53. Like it's easy to, for some of us. Yeah, for some of us,
don't think y'all can go out there and get 50 because y'all ain't even doing it in your park league.
Man, you can't even do it on 2K.
Facts.
But man, it just goes to show like how skilled, these players are. And specifically like Kevin Durant, for me, like he's one of my 2 favorite players, like he and Steph.
Okay.
And so there's nothing that the guy can't do. He can shoot from long range. He's a mid-range assassin. He can get to the rim literally at will. And he's a 7-footer with tremendous skill, man. So I love Kevin Durant's game, and even more so, I love to see like this nasty side of KD, him out there talking trash, and he told Evan Fournier he was too small in French.
He said tiny.
He said, man,
gave him this tiny.
He said you too small. I love it, man. I love everything about KD's game, bro.
Yeah, KD, man, very efficient, wonderful player that can do it all on the ball, off the ball. Big time performance. They need every win they can get. They're going to be a team where you like, damn,
nobody going to want to see him. Nobody going to want to see him.
Especially if they can get things right. New York, mayor of New York, if you can get things right. Kevin Durant just goes and shows out, man. He's ready to go. He is clearly the best player in the NBA today. Nobody can debate any other name. You'll sound dumb to me if you try to. But, yeah, the Knicks just They're trash. But what really impressed me about Kevin Durant's 53 points, it came with 9 assists.
Man,
So he was setting guys up, getting buckets. They had some good big stops at the end. It was a nice win for Brooklyn to get them 2 games over 500, man. Drummond has been a great pickup for them. And they haven't even got Ben Simmons back, man. So if he can come in and play and bring some more defense, some length, and just he can be himself here because he's not needed to be a top 2 scorer, Brooklyn's going to be tough, man.
who do you think is going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals?
Philly, Brooklyn.
You think Philly, Brooklyn?
Yeah, I think Philly finds a way. I think Philly finds a way with Embiid being in his bag. James Harden knowing that this may be it. I think that Philly finds a way. And I just think that if New York, the city, gets it right, with Kyrie Irving playing home and away games, I think that they're going to be the team that's there playing at the end.
I definitely think Brooklyn is going to be there, but for some odd reason, I just see Miami. They're a tough, gritty team. So if I had to make a prognostication today, it's going to be Miami, Brooklyn.
Which will be a crazy series. But we got to keep it there in Brooklyn. And we have to talk about what happened at the game. Not during the game, but at the game, which led to a $50,000 fine.
You talking about my guy, Kyrie?
Talking about my favorite player in the league, Kyrie Irving, who could come to the game, no mask on, sit there, cheer, go all crazy, even get on the court, do his handshake with KD, but can't play in the game?
Makes absolutely no sense.
What is going on? Y'all need to let me know. New York, what type of, I know that y'all different out there in New York. You know what I'm saying? The bing bong and all that stuff that y'all had going on.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. Take me out to dinner. What's up? But what is going on, man? Like, why can't Kyrie Irving play but can attend the game with no mask on to give out the same germs that he'll be giving out on the court? E, you got to explain this to me, man. I don't get it.
Listen, man, with all the rules that the NBA, the NFL put in place at the beginning of the year, I was like, it makes absolutely no sense. You know, the mandate that everybody had to get vaccinated wasn't going to preclude or stop the COVID from spreading. If anything, you just weren't going to test people who were vaccinated as much, but it wasn't going to mean that they weren't able to contract and spread the virus. And like the thing that makes absolutely no sense is that now, in the city of New York, you can go into a private establishment unvaccinated, partake in all the festivities. You can eat, go to the movies, X, Y, and Z. Kyrie is able to play in away games. He's able to practice with the team, but he's still not able to go to work. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. It baffles me. But Kyrie's chilling, man. Like, I think if anything, this has made him find a newfound appreciation for the game. Like, he's locked in now on the defensive end, which was completely absent from his game.
He did a hell of a job
against James Harden.
Yep.
He took that man's soul, bro.
Man, took his soul.
And everything I saw that game, the reports when they were saying that Kyrie was torching him in one-on-one, like in practice and like dogging him, I was like, oh no, I believe it.
Yeah,
I was like, oh no, I see it. That wasn't cap.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was real.
And what's crazy is that, like, just seeing that in Kyrie, it just trips me out about how the game today, how a lot of these top guys aren't, first team all defense, second team all defense, like the great guys used to be, you know what I'm saying? But it just makes no sense there in New York for this guy to be sitting there courtside. He attended a Duke game, you know what I'm saying?
Sat courtside.
Yeah, sat courtside, but can't play. Like, how can you, like, what can you tell me to make me say, you know what, you guys are right, he shouldn't be playing, but he can be at the game?
And like, I don't know if you heard Will Bond's like diatribe when he went off on Kyrie, but he was like, just get the shot. At this point, it's like, for what?
Yeah, for what? What is it going to do for me?
I don't see it as a benefit at all for Kyrie.
Yeah, Kyrie is like, bro, I'm healthy. I take care of myself. I got money, so it's going to give me the best doctors. At this point in time, with the numbers dropping and things like that, it's just something that looks like we're going to have to just live with. he's like, this is my choice. So
Facts.
well, what's the issue? You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? So man, you guys let us know. Remember, you guys can contact us via the chat, the Good News Radio app. You can hit us up on YouTube, Facebook. Let us know your thoughts on this whole Kyrie situation. Mike Hill, the PG here. My guy, E. Lamb. We are doing our thing, Courtside Radio, shutting down this Monday, making sure that you guys are taken care of on our end. Remember, you can tune into us every Monday and Thursday, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m., where we give you that freshness, that greatness of basketball talk that you guys need. Football, we tap into everything, the culture, and we're going to give you more of that today, man. So we thank you guys who have been tuning in so far and will tune in and listen to us on demand. So we go from Kyrie. He won a championship with that one player, that really great player. What's his name?
J.R. Smith.
Nah, not J.R. Smith, but
Tristan Thompson.
Not Tristan Thompson, but you're close with J.R. because J.R. wore a Laker jersey with this guy. He's a famous player. Is it Jim Jones?
Shout out to Bunny.
Yeah, shout out to our guy Newton, man. Which is the show has been great so far.
Man, I love it, bro.
Yeah.
We definitely go.
Yeah, we have to chop it up about it. It's been amazing. So we got y'all with the culture news. But I'm talking about E's favorite player, LeBron James.
Tomato.
But man, LeBron James is the first ever player to reach 10,000 points, 10,000 assists, and 10,000 rebounds. Great achievement. Especially if you're a guy that's super caught up into the number game.
Mm-hmm.
It's really great to think that, man, he's the only guy to do it. But he's LeBron James, the most physically gifted basketball player I feel of all times. And with that comes great skills as well, which is why he can achieve this such a great feat. But what's your thoughts on it, E?
101, man.
Yeah.
LeBron is 101. I told myself when Bean died, I was gonna stop being a Bron hater, a Bron basher, and really just like sit back and appreciate LeBron's approach to the game. We have never seen someone as physically gifted with the IQ that he has be able to be such an effective all-around player. Listen, those on YouTube, you can go on and record this. I'm putting it on record. LeBron is not my GOAT, but he is one of the best to ever pick up a basketball. And that's like no hate.
Yeah,
anybody who says he sucks is a complete bona fide hater.
Yep.
But to know he's in the 30,000 point mark, 10,000 rebounds, 10,000 assists, like that has never happened in the 75-year history of the NBA. LeBron is the only player to like literally be in all the top 10 in all three categories.
Yep.
And and the craziest part is it doesn't even look like he's slowing down. So at this rate, I wouldn't be surprised if Bron played another 3 years, another 5 years. And really,
hopefully not with the Lakers though.
No, definitely. After next year, I want that dude out of here.
GM Bron is
terrible.
Yeah,
he's poo cheese. He's poo cheese.
He's tough, man. So with these great numbers, I'm always thinking to myself, how do people evaluate these players when they say greats? Like this guy is top 3, top 5. So because some of that, like great achievements for Kareem, great achievements for Bron when it comes to these numbers. But that's longevity. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys don't have that longevity. So my question to you, E, and people out there listening is, what makes an all-time great? Are we looking at like how do we order it when it comes to stats, longevity, impact, wins? Like how do you order those things when it comes to saying this is why I have this guy? And then the eye test, of course, because I look at a lot of just, especially in the game of basketball, the eye test of like how this person is making this happen. Is next level. I think that's a part of it. So stats, longevity, impact, wins, and eye tests.
So when you say impact, are you talking about impact on the team, like impact in wins and losses, impact in the culture?
Yeah, impact on the team, just like how
without him, like the team doesn't win.
Or like Chicago Bulls before Jordan, Chicago Bulls after Jordan. They're one of the premier teams still, just because Jordan's impact with bringing winning there and just his aura brought that. You know what I'm saying? Magic with the Showtime Lakers, as we see on the show, what his aura and everything brought to it, and winning has to be included. So how do you, when it comes to the all-time greats, how do you position those things?
And man, it's crazy because I could make an argument for each one of those individual categories to be like at the top.
Okay.
I think without longevity, it's kind of like, oh, this dude had, a few good years. So you have to have longevity. You have to have impact. You gotta have the numbers though. You gotta have the numbers. But I think ultimately the deciding factor for me, I would probably say it's like championships and impact, because LeBron has all those numbers, right?
Yeah.
And he's even had impact. To me, I think one of the best stats to like really gauge a player's effectiveness is PER, the player efficiency rating.
Yeah.
LeBron is second.
Yeah.
And he's only like 0.5 of a point behind the GOAT, who is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And when I think about MJ, like, there wasn't anything that he couldn't do. Like, people, like, I hear the Church of Bron say, oh, he wasn't a good 3-point shooter. Like, that wasn't his game. He didn't have to.
The game at the time.
Like, threes were kind of like a novelty. You shoot them every once in a while.
Yeah.
But like, Mike could walk off. Mike came back from a year off playing baseball. The first time he stepped foot in the garden, he dropped 55.
No,
that was like his third game back.
Man,
he was like, all right, let me get my sea legs. All right, cool, I'm back. But I think, with each one of those categories that you listed, man, like, I literally have to say, like, they're all equal. I really can't put one over the other, because I feel like you really would be doing it justice. But first and foremost, you got to have longevity. And for me, I would say like 10 years is a good sample size to like properly rate, a player. And then with that, stats, impact, championships, I would even go so far on impact on a culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like how you're able to influence the game off the court, I think is equally important. But how about you?
Yeah, because when I look at with LeBron, right, I look at some of these great guys, all-time greats. So we see what Magic was able to do with the Lakers. 5 rings, they made it so many times to the finals, which with Kareem prior they couldn't do. I look what Bird did to the Celtics at that time. Like, the Celtics was like, all right, what's next? They were able to get 3. Since Larry, it hasn't been the same. Even though they had the little run with the big 3. I look at even, Kobe with the Lakers, is that when he came to the Lakers, they weren't anything. You know what I'm saying? They were kind of like trying to figure it out. Magic had to return, and then they had to rebirth, with Kobe and Shaq. And once Kobe became who he was, Shaq was already dominant. Kobe became who he was. They won 3. Then he was able to prove that he can win 2 more without him. What gets me when it comes to LeBron is that with Cleveland is not that much better off than what they were before LeBron, because he's only brought 1 championship, even though it's huge. They hadn't won it forever. But the thoughts of LeBron being drafted there was that they're going to at least get 3 rings. You know what I'm saying? To where that changes. Their franchise goes to a certain echelon, because there's not too many teams with 3 and above championships, And I think that's a part of my impact of a team. Like, he had Cleveland to where it looked like they were going to be something for forever, but then he left and restarted in Miami and brought them 2 championships. Came back to Cleveland, was only able to get them 1, you know what I'm saying, to where it's like what Jordan did with the Bulls, you know what I'm saying, what Tim Duncan did with the Spurs, Kobe with the Lakers, Magic, Bird, these guys all got 3 or more championships to change their whole outlook of the franchise. You know what I'm saying? I think that Bron missed that in Cleveland.
This is gonna be blasphemous in a lot of NBA circles, man. Like, I got Kobe over Bron, man.
No, I got, and the reason why I would say that's why I mentioned eye test. when I look at the skill of the game,
Mhm.
I always say it. Kobe is the most skilled
I've
basketball
ever
player
seen.
ever.
I've
to
ever
play.
seen.
Yeah,
Mhm.
to ever play the game, and that's why if somebody were to come to me and say, "Man, Kobe better than Jordan," I wouldn't argue.
I couldn't argue.
I can argue. Only thing I can argue is resume. But if
Mhm.
we're just talking about, I wanna play like this player
Mhm.
and get the most out of myself. Kobe will be at the top because to me, eye test is so huge, and that's why I have him there because he could literally do everything. He did Michael Jordan things in an era with better athletes,
Mhm.
and I can go with that argument that I'm taking Kobe over anybody.
And for me, man, I think the most glaring hole in LeBron's game, man, is like his approach to the game. He's too hell-bent on having a good time and creating a positive environment. Like the Lakers this year have needed a bully. They've needed somebody to go into practice and punch somebody, and cats come back to the next game with a split lip or a black eye, or a knot on their forehead.
Facts.
Like that's what they've needed. They don't need someone who's going to buddy and do secret handshakes and have sleepovers. It's like, dude, if we're not here to win, what are we doing, dude?
And sometimes he doesn't show it. So that's why for me, I look at wins as the number one thing.
Okay.
You have to be a champion. That's why I used to I mess with a lot of LeBron fans because I say until he joined that 5-ring club, you can't talk to me.
Right.
Because that's Bill Russell, Jordan, Magic,
Robert Horry.
But not Robert Horry. Rob got 7, but he was never the best player. And that's just a certain to get 5 NBA rings.
Yeah. Being the man.
Yeah, being a man is so special to me. And those guys just really stand out because they got a full finger of rings. And most of those guys did it on one team.
Right.
So to me, that impacts me as well because if you're on multiple teams, you got different looks to help you get to it. But it would be wins, which are the championships. Then I would have impact on the team, and I'm talking about your franchise. What you coming there, what they were before, and what you made them, and then what you leave, what they are.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And Kobe was able to keep the Lakers relevant. If the Lakers only had 3 titles, it would have been big in that era. But the fact he was able to add 2 more was huge for the Lakers. Then I'm going to go stats. And I think longevity is just, man, you were just lucky. Like you were just lucky to not have any major injuries, to miss time. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you can't predict. Bo Jackson could have been one of the greatest running backs ever.
Facts.
He just didn't have the luck of clean health, and it affected him. And LeBron just has been lucky, like Kareem, that they had clean health.
So give me a basketball player that had impact, that had stats, that has the eye test, that just didn't have longevity that you would include.
Tracy McGrady. I think Tracy McGrady, eye test wise, he was up there with the LeBrons, Kobe's, the Jordans, and stuff like that. Like at 6'9", what he can do was next level. He had Orlando with bums, like a one ankle Grant Hill out there making the playoffs every year. It just sucks that once he got to Yao Ming, when Yao was an all-star, he was, that's when the injuries really killed him off because I think he would have had a chance to compete for championships. But Tracy McGrady is a guy I look at for sure. Like, dang, if he was able to give you, 4 or 5 more healthy years and he got to that Rockets team, that he would have had the chance to maybe get him, 1 or 2 rings.
But we were just talking about like impact. So he doesn't have like the hardware to be included in that conversation.
And that's the only thing that makes it tough is that, he wasn't able to do that. But it was just his situation that he was in. But when I just think of pure talent of a guy who just couldn't get the most out of himself because of injuries, it'd be Tracy McGrady. I'm trying to think of a player.
Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley's another one. But see, Charles Barkley played though.
Yeah.
He was, so his longevity, he had that. He just didn't win.
So is he included in the list of all-time greats?
All-time greats? Yeah, but he's like in the lower, just like Karl Malone. Like they had longevity. You know what I'm saying? So if Karl only played 12 years, how much will we be talking about Karl, as much as we do because he played almost 20 years? You know what I'm saying? But those guys, like, you just take Jordan's first run. He got everything. You know what I'm saying?
Defensive Player of the Year,
Yeah.
MVP, Slam Dunk
Championships. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If his career stopped there, he still got that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Magic's career really came to an end prematurely.
Yeah,
You know?
but see, like, Magic is such a rare and special case because the day he stepped into the NBA, the dude was a winner. Like, he won his rookie year, which is unheard of. And it wasn't just because he wrote the coattails of Kareem.
Nah,
like,
they needed him.
He won the series.
Yeah.
Like, you know, with that 43, 12 and 8,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Magic is special, man. I don't think that's one name that I don't think is included enough in like the GOAT conversation. Because if you look at the time, his tenure in the league, like, Magic at least made it to the Western Conference Finals almost every year.
Yeah. And that's what I always tell people. If I had to start a team today and I had to draft, like, if they say you get a pool of all the NBA guys, Magic might be my number one pick just because he's a 6'9" point guard.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody would love to play with him, you know, and
he got some killer in him.
And he can sell tickets. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he was just a guy. He's Magic, you know, and that guy is very special. And see, he has all of it, you know. But even a guy like Zeke, I think Zeke's career kind of ended prematurely with the wrist injury. Yeah. To where, you know, maybe he could have got more hardware, to where we're talking about him and that Pistons team as a 3 or 4-time champion. But yeah, I'm trying to think of some other guys.
So when we talking about all-time greats, like, let's just for show's sake, top 5 all time, right?
Yeah.
What are some of the common themes that you see in those players for you?
For me, most of them are 4 championships plus.
So who's in your plus. 5?
So me, I have Mike, Kobe, LeBron, Magic, Kareem.
Our list is literally identical.
Yeah, those would be the top 5 guys.
I want to throw Larry in there, but I'm like, I can't take anybody out.
At number 6, I'll probably go Tim Duncan.
6, I'm going Larry Bird for sure.
I got Tim just because the man got 5 rings. He's the best player ever at his position. He won in a time of Shaq, Kobe, Dirk, Steve Nash. Yes, he had Pop, the winningest coach of all time. He had that system, but that system doesn't work without Tim Duncan.
And see, I'm looking at it from the vantage point of Bird was a 4-time MVP, and his reign was literally cut short only because the dude was stubborn too stubborn to hire somebody to pave a driveway for his mom. Yeah. Like he literally threw out and broke his back, and that's what killed his career. But
then Len Bias.
I think they still would have with the healthy Larry, I think they still find a way to win.
Man, okay. You had Len Bias over there.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's been crazy. But yeah, man, let us know what you guys think, man. Courtside Radio, we are here holding it down. The super duo, the Kevin Nash and Scott Hall of this radio podcast game.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to our guy, Scott Hall, man. We're going to talk about him later with the culture, but we got to keep it moving along when it comes to hoops. We mentioned KG. So KG's number was retired in Boston. It was a beautiful thing. See him, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen in the building. Man, the big three helped change everything, to be honest. Like, that new big three led to Miami. LeBron realized, I can't beat them. Let me go and form his team. And it shifted the NBA. What's your thoughts on KG's number 5 being placed in the rafters there in Boston?
I think this is a spite move by KG because Minnesota refused to do right by him. I'm happy to see the ticket, get celebrated, but I think what I was pleased to see the most out of everything was him make amends with Ray Allen, dude.
Oh, I love that.
Those two, have been going back and forth, like in the media and like at the 75th celebration, like they didn't even acknowledge one another. And it's crazy because I'm like, dude, like, regardless of Ray eschewing the team to go team up in Miami to, chase another ring, which he ultimately won. Like, dog, like, y'all both won your first one together.
Yeah,
like,
together.
Without him, you don't win.
He was a closer.
Yeah, like, so that's that. But that 2018? Am I right?
2018. Yep.
That 2018, I think they are the most like gas team in like NBA history. You would think like those those group of players went on and won like 6 titles consecutively.
Yeah.
Like these cats be they be gassing, bro.
It's Boston. We know our guy Himes is a Boston fan, and they gas up everything Boston do. They still talk about the 11 rings like it was 12 years ago.
Man, my grandfather didn't even see them.
Yeah, facts. Real talk. But, man, it was just, like you said, it was great to see that. Now they got to put that 20 up. And soon the Celtics ain't going to have no more jersey numbers. They're going to be having -5, negative, because they're going to have all the numbers retired because they retire everybody.
Man, they're going to have to start putting like the year Cass was born on their jerseys.
Hey, question. Does Rajon Rondo deserve to go in the rafters?
Boston is a lot like us, man. Unless you a Hall of Famer, you're not getting up there. And I can tell the story in the NBA without mentioning Rajon Rondo. He's not a Hall of Famer. He's in a Hall of very good. He's in a Hall of important pieces. He's in a Hall of if I want a prototypical point guard facilitator, like I can go with Rajon Rondo, but Hall of Famer, he is not. No, he does not go in the rafters in the Boston Garden. He could be the new mascot. He can, be the new leprechaun, but nah.
Okay, so no Rondo. We got no Rondo there, but yeah, shout out KG getting that number retired. So before we get into our power rankings for the NBA right now, March Madness is upon us. Hands clap. Oh, we get to see basketball all day, all morning. I love it. I can't wait. It's going to be big time. So we have a lot of people creating their brackets these days. And, I'm going to take you to the win percentage of some of the lower seeds. According to Yahoo Sports, you got number 9 seeds win 50.7% of the time. 10 seeds, 39.9%. 11 seeds, 37.5%. 12 seeds, 35.4%. 13 seeds, 21.5%. 14, 15.2%. 15 seeds, 6.3%. Then the 16 seeds, 0.7% chance to win. Question for you to let the people know, to maybe help some people make some money. How do you go about creating your bracket when it comes to the NCAA tournament?
So in that first round, there's always going to be 2 to 3 upsets. So I want to say it's like 5-12.
Okay. Yeah.
You got to pick one of those teams. So whoever is the hottest 12 seed entering into the tourney, pick them, go with them. By the third round, one of the number ones is going to lose. So if you're the type of person that just keeps going highest seed, like your bracket is going to be busted literally after the first day. I try not to go with my heart. I'm unashamedly going to be rooting for my Bruins because that's where I went. And we're healthy. And I think, if we can go on a little run like we did last year, another Final Four trip is not out the realm of possibilities. But I would just say, look at strength of schedule. Point guard play is the most important thing in NCAA tournament. So if whichever team has the best backcourt, point guard, shooting guard, go with that team, because that is going to be the deciding factor in come tournament time. How about you?
I look for those upsets because they're always going to occur. Like you said, 5-12 is big. 6-11 is a big one, and then a 7-10. And then you randomly get, of course, the 8-9 because those teams are so
evenly
close.
matched.
So that's why it's 50% chance that it happens. But yeah, just looking at the bracket now, like Boise State, Memphis. I'm probably going Memphis, number 9.
See, Memphis has been hot.
Yeah, Penny Hardaway, coach. So sometimes I go with my heart. I see certain names, I know the name. I'm like, that's what I'm going with. And it can help you. It can cost you. You look at some of the big names. You got Michigan, who's a 11 seed. They're playing Colorado State.
But they've struggled this year.
Yeah,
they struggled.
But can they beat the Colorado State? I think they have a good chance. You know what I'm saying? to make that happen. But like you said, I look at the number one. Shout out to Cal State Fullerton. They get that Duke matchup.
Oh, send them losers home. Send the Dukies home.
That would be crazy. But yeah, like you said, your UCLA is a 4 seed, and sometimes you get a 3 or 4 that makes that run to the Final Four. Man, USC's there at 7. I just kind of go with some of the favorites, but then I know there's going to be those certain upsets. I'm a Jayhawk fan, so I look to the Jayhawks, but this year I'm not too confident.
Where are they?
And they're the top seed in the Midwest.
Okay.
Which, is good. They got San Diego State most likely, second matchup. Auburn, who was one of the top teams all year, is the second seed there.
The Fighting Bruce Pearls.
You got Baylor, the defending champs, North Carolina, UCLA, and Kentucky all in one bracket.
Oh, that's the blue blood bracket.
Yeah, and the East. So that's going to be crazy. But yeah, man, I just a lot of times I go towards the big names because they make it happen, and you have to look at the hot teams. And Baylor was hot last year with some good names, but the team that we all expected to win made it through in Gonzaga, and they just lost. So a lot of times it's those teams who play well during the season. Like the season means something, and you have to look at it. But I haven't won yet. I've been trying to hit that. Who is that? Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
If you get them all right, you get the bread. I've been trying to get it, Warren.
Man.
But my luck ain't been great. Has anybody's luck been great? I don't think anybody got that money.
Man, it's impossible for you to select every last
game.
one. It's literally impossible. But I will say again, for the show, whomever listens to this show, all right, next week, I'm going to put the link in our bio where you can join the Courtside Radio Bracket Tournament. If you correctly select the 2 teams and the final score, I will give you $100.
Okay. So y'all hear that? Get you a quick little 100. All you got to do.
You ain't getting it.
Guess the 2 teams. Yeah, it's hard to guess some teams. And the final score?
And the final score.
That's tough right there, man. But, man, I'm so excited. March Madness is truly here. We just wrapped up the tourney for the conference tourney, and now we got the big boy happening. Who you got? If you could pick a winner, who you got?
I as much as I hate to say it, I kind of feel like Duke has so much to play for to send Coach K out on top. So I won't be surprised if they win it. Again, UCLA, we've been banged up all year. We finally got healthy. So if we can play stout defense like I know we can, Tiger, Johnny Juzang is going to have to, reach into his bag. Baylor are some dogs, man. They are some dogs. So if they're able to put it together, man, I like Baylor. And quiet as kept, man, Kansas, man. I like Kansas too.
Kansas got some players, man, but I'm just going to say it might finally be that year for the Zags.
Nah, bro.
I think that they finally might, because they're not going to be undefeated. They're not going to be, it's not that, because that was the added pressure they was playing with last year, being undefeated. That's really tough to go in because any little mistake it's more pressure on you. And now they're not undefeated. They got Chet, who could possibly be the first overall pick in the NBA draft. They got some veteran guys who were like, we were this close. Now we got to make it happen. So I think I like the Zags, man. Them or Arizona may face off in the championship. But I like the Zags.
Nah, because I think if somehow, some way, I have to look at the overall bracket, but I think if Arizona and UCLA square up again, UCLA is gonna smack them. We beat them in the first game when we were healthy. They struggled mightily. The last 2 times we played, we were kind of banged up. So man, I love tournament time, bro. Anything can happen. I'm just looking forward to the Cinderella story.
Yeah,
who's gonna be that run? Every year is some team that nobody sees coming. That's like the 8th seed, 9th seed that goes all the way to the Final Four, man. Yeah. So, hey, Cinderella, get your slippers ready.
Hey, I got to give a shout out. So we talking March Madness. Last Wednesday, I was there at the Clippers, covering the Clippers Wizards game.
Oh, how was that?
Pretty dope, really dope experience. Clippers pulled out a big win. They need every victory they can get. I was able to meet my guy Drew Gooden,
Okay.
who I told him, say, hey, I gotta give you love. I'm a huge KU fan. When you had the hair and everything, I'm still hurt from that L against Carmelo, man. That I really wanted y'all to win that first one for Coach Roy. He ended up getting it with North Carolina, but I was just like, man, I'm still hurt. You, Kirk Heinrich, Nick Collison, who else you had? Aaron Miles, like that team. That was a team I really was like, oh, they gotta win. That damn Carmelo, man.
Hey, man, that kid was special, bro.
Yeah, man. So shout out to March Madness, man. The NCAA tournament is here. Courtside Radio is here. Mike Kell, the PG. My guy E. Lamb is with you, man. E Money. We are doing our thing, repping it, holding it down for our guys. Remember, if you want to meet us live this Saturday, we're going to be at the IE Media Day, giving you a live performance. It's going to be really dope. We are invading the IE. We're taking over. Y'all going to know who we are after this weekend. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. But before we tap into the culture, it's me and you here, E. We're going to give our top 5 teams right now when it comes to the NBA. Let's start with number 1. Who do we have as number 1? Phoenix Suns?
Phoenix.
Yeah, I got Phoenix Suns. 54-14.
They dismantling everybody.
Yeah, just everybody. And they don't got CP yet.
Man, and it was crazy because I sat on this show in this chair right over here and said that they were going to, plummet down the standings. And if I had a crow, I would eat it right now.
Because you got to trust a team with a guy special as D-Book. And they've been there. They know what it takes. And people forget DeAndre Ayton is a first overall pick.
Man.
A franchise guy, when you're
who
that
they
pick.
About to lose.
Yeah, which is crazy. But, hey, right now they got them, and they have a chance to really win a championship. And they're clearly the top team in the league. Number 2, who you got number 2?
Man, I'm going Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Bam Adebayo, man, Miami Heat.
Oh, Miami Heat. I love that pick. They're 45-24, 2.5 up in the Eastern Conference.
And they getting Vic O back.
Yeah, I like, man. Miami is tough. Number 2, I'm gonna go with for my number 2. I'm gonna go with the team that won the championship. They're getting Brook Lopez back, which is huge. They're only 2.5 games back. They're really under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody's screaming. Look at the defending champs, but they're able to just hoop because nobody's talking about them. They still got that man Giannis, who people can argue and say he's the best player in the NBA.
Facts.
And yeah, I got them, and I got Miami as number 3, because Miami is right there. Because maybe not your hero, but my hero, Tyler Hero, is playing some great basketball over there, and they're playing great. So. I got Bucks, Miami. So who's your number 3?
My number 3 team, I got to go with my brother in locks, Ja Morant in the Memphis Grizzlies.
I love it.
Dylan Brooks, on Sunday had 15 and 4.
Welcome back.
He's going to be a huge integral piece for that team moving forward. I think he is going to help propel that team to Western Conference Finals, maybe.
Okay.
I don't think that's out the realm of possibility. But Ja Morant, I don't know how many times I've said on this show that he is special. He's a generational talent.
Yep.
And as long as he can stay healthy, the kid is going to scratch, claw, bite, punch, kick, whatever he's got to do to drag his team to victory. And he's got other dogs with him. Jackson, Bang. Like these kids are ready to play, man. I think they may be a year away from being a legitimate finals contender. But right now, they're playing some very good basketball.
Okay. So number 4, I'm gonna put Memphis at my 5th spot.
Okay.
So I got Suns, Milwaukee, Miami at 3. Number 4, I'm gonna go Golden State, man.
The same here, bro.
Yeah, Golden State, 3-game winning streak. That performance by Clay and Jordan Poole his last game, 30 apiece, just showed that they're not just a Steph Curry team. James Wiseman is there with Santa Cruz, playing some great ball. Shout out my guy Mark Haynes out there covering the Warriors. He was there, and you saw James Wiseman was looking solid.
And Draymond should be back 2 days.
Yeah,
so
2 days. So
they about to peel off about 5-6 straight, man.
So we agree there.
Yeah.
Number 4. Then number 5, I have Memphis. That guy that AI D Rose blend that I see from Ja. He just makes him so exciting to watch. And they got some talent over there. So that's my number 5. Who's your number 5?
My number 5, I got to go with the defending champs, man.
Okay.
I not including them in the top 3. It wasn't a slight
Blasphemous.
to them. It's not because they're terrible, but I think there are other teams playing better ball right now.
Okay. With Giannis there, it's hard for me to put some of those teams in front of them because Giannis is present. But, man, we got to take you to the culture. We got to talk to culture, man. So much going on when it comes to the culture. Because we are the culture. We got to show love because we are both WWF fans growing up. Rest in peace, Scott Hall, man.
My name is Razor Ramon, man. Okay.
So rest in peace, Scott Hall, man. Great. One of the great, wrestlers of all times. One of the great finishing moves. The Razor's Edge.
Razor's Edge, bro.
Was always dope. I just remember his classic ladders match in the WWF before this WWE nonsense with my brother's favorite fighter and Shawn Michaels. So you got any memories of Scott
Hall? When he first came into the league, man, I just remember his promo. This dude walking around with the
I really
with
thought
the
he was Italian
toothpick.
too.
Yeah, I was with the toothpick. Hey, Chico, he had the taco meat out with the vest, the whole nine. Hey, so I mean, I think what I remember about Scott Hall really are his promos, his ability to sell a fight, make me want to tune in, to see what he was gonna do. So, yeah, those are my memories,
and
man.
NWO, of course, they shook the whole industry,
shook the whole world.
Him and Kevin Nash, they went over to the enemy WCW, and they
brought Hogan with him.
Yeah, brought Hogan with him and went crazy and took it over, man. So rest in peace to Scott Hall. Shout out to Compton Mania. We're in the building for
Woozy,
and they're carrying the legacy of these guys, Scott Hall and stuff like that, because they're these independent leagues that are so dope. And shout out to Scott Hall. He actually took place in a independent league there in Compton.
Really?
Yeah, him and RVD a couple years ago. So shout out to Scott Hall. Rest in peace to that legend. Man, what's your thoughts on this DL Hughley and Kanye beef, man? Kanye just need to sit down.
Man, Kanye being Kanye, man, this is what he does. As somebody who struggles with mental health, man, I could be all over the place a lot of the time. I really think, him losing his family is really having an adverse effect. And I don't think a lot of people are thinking about that. The only other woman that I would dare to say he's loved as much as his mom, and his mom is, no longer with us.
Yep.
So him losing Kim and seeing Kim literally next door with his kids with Pete Davidson, that's not easy, man. You know what I'm saying? And, I'll be real vulnerable right now. My mom's left my pops and moved across the street. My dad had to watch that.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And me and my pops had like several conversations, and, I remember like holding my dad, him crying. I'm holding him like a baby, like wiping his tears, telling him like it's gonna be all right. So I think it's low hanging fruit to like, deride and chastise Kanye, like, he's being abusive. It's like, nah, bro, like he really loved that woman.
Yeah,
and
he loved his family.
Yeah, he loved his family, and he wants them back.
Yeah,
and so I don't think he's going about it the right way. If I was in Kanye's corner, I'd be like, look, bro, you gotta let him go and just hope, she returns to you. But, nothing that you're doing right now is going to imbue any type of goodwill.
Yeah. And I just think guys just like to talk about stuff. And the fact like D.L. Hughley came out and had to give his take doing it. Damn it, you did it on Vlad TV, which is the worst place to go and talk about anything. But I just think that people just got to know how to take a step back and say, hey, that's not my business. I'm not even going to talk about it at all. You know what I'm saying? Is Kanye doing the right things? Hell no, Kanye's not doing the right thing. He's doing whatever. He's harassing this woman. He's making music videos about burying her boyfriend, stuff like that. He's being extra. But you know that he's heartbroken. He wants like the stuff that's going on with North, how she's on TikTok and doing all the stuff that he doesn't agree with. He can't really have say because his woman is, or his ex-woman is doing these crazy things. So you can understand, but their little beef, Kanye saying he'll get some people to pull up or whatever. I just think that Kanye needs to let that go. D.O. Hughley needs to just mind his business. It's not none of yours to talk about. I know you get a microphone in front of your face and just want to talk. It might be clickbait, stuff like that. But you just have to learn how to say, hey, that ain't for me.
Right.
And just to let that go. So, man, yeah, Kanye still in the news. Documentary's still amazing, but he's still in the news for the wrong things. And hopefully he can fix it. Another thing we have to talk about before we get out of here, it is still March. It is still Women's History Month. And I have to know, E, who is your favorite female actress of all time?
My favorite. Oh, this is tough, bro.
Yeah.
Cause I want to just name a black actress. Meryl Streep. She does her thing, bro, in every single role.
Facts.
Man. Viola Davis.
Yeah,
she's killing.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go with those two, Viola Davis and Meryl Streep. I think those are two actresses, and I don't know if that's the politically correct term, two actors, that when I know I see them in a role, they're going to kill it, regardless of what's being asked of them. They'll go as far as it needs to go to pull it off. So yeah, those are my two.
Okay. For me, real easy. Can't believe he didn't say it, but damn it, I'm gonna say it. Halle Berry is my number one of all times. After Monster Ball, I was like, she to go.
Really?
But, not after Monster Ball. But no, first it started with Dorothy Dandridge. When she played her.
Nah, Losing Isaiah.
Losing Isaiah?
You haven't seen that?
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, bro, well, you got to pull up to the house. I'll find it and stream it. Yeah.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, but just what she did with Dorothy, Dorothy Dandridge was a hell of a job. Of course, Monster Ball was a hell of a performance. She was in James Bond. She had so many different characters she can play. But wasn't she in Babs? Remember that movie?
Yeah, I hated her.
Yeah, but just like her range, where she can go with all of it, and like she's kind of like on a little comeback. Halle Berry always stood out to me. It's Halle Berry, so I had to be a fan of Halle Berry. And then I guess it'd be a little different who I'd throw out there. I don't know, maybe because I like some of her work, and then she does a great job in the Marvel movies. Gwyneth Paltrow I always thought was really dope.
Gwyneth Paltrow is dope.
Yeah.
But I like Uma Thurman more than
Uma Thurman. Oh yeah. Uma Thurman.
Yeah,
Uma Thurman's dope. There's so many of them that's like really top notch out there. Medea, of course.
Tyler Perry.
Female actress. But it's a lot of great ones out there, man. So it's Women's History Month. Make sure you out there showing love to these women. Research, learn about some new women. Shout out to Rihanna, I guess she can count as an actress too.
Yeah,
she's
first. Not good,
though. She's not good at all. She's the first black woman, our first woman to have a $1 billion plus cosmetic company. So shout out to her, man. Shout out to all you beautiful women. Courtside Radio, we love everybody, and that's what we do, man. E, you got some final words for the people?
Hey, I just want to encourage everybody, just sit down, look to your left, to your right, look to your phone, and really just take time to let people that you care about know that you love them. Time is short, regardless if you live to 120. That pales in the span of time of eternity. And none of us know when our library book is going to get called back to the library. So I really just want to encourage each and every last one of you, if you got any aughts, any hatchets to bury with anybody, go on, call them up, tell them you miss them, you love them, how the good moments of how they made you feel. And just spend as much time as you possibly can with those that you love. So Ashley, Trey, Logan, I love you. Mom, I love you. Evan and Imari, I love you. To all the homies listening, I love you. Proud of every last one of you, man. Keep doing your thing, man. Keep excelling.
Yes, sir. And much love, man, to my guy E, man. Was able to him and my guy Alex was able to help my family out in a tough time. We had a dope home going for my dad, man. It was crazy. Last time I sat in this seat and was on the microphone, my dad was to the right, because I'm usually sitting at the edge here. So, man, rest in peace, Dad, man. Love you forever. And just, shout out to the fam for holding it down for him. Courtside Radio, we are out this thing. Don't forget, Compton Mania at 9 o'clock. I hope you are ready because it's going to be crazy, man. For all you fans of that ring, make sure you guys show love to them and show love to everything TGN Sports, the Good News Radio, TGN Talk, TGN Latinx. We will catch you guys on Thursday with another fire show, man. I can't wait. Hey, IE, I hope y'all ready. We taking over the media day this weekend. Peace. Get us out of here, E.
Yo, Courtside Radio. If we were any closer, we'd be in the game. Woozy, woozy,
Love that, man. Hey, much love to y'all. Peace. Enjoy your time, man. March Madness is about to be crazy. It's going up, man. We out of here.